Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Johna and I were discussing earlier this week the amazing character growth in season 2.
Yes.
We have a plan for editing days. We have a plan for highlights, even though Johna, I have not posted any of the highlights you said.
That's fine.
But we'll do that this week. But like, we are a much more mature version of the Kind of Nerdy Girls, as I'm sure you'll find in the conversations that are about to happen.
We're going to talk about stocks and bonds.
Oh, wow.
How mature we are.
Bye. Sell.
Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Today we'll be doing a deep dive into your 401k planning.
Yes, please, KJ. I actually do need someone to explain that to me.
That is not this podcast. Do you guys
you remember when we were at Technology Podcast?
Yes.
For some reason, Tia, like when we first got started, we didn't know what we were doing. We, oh, look, we made it onto Apple. We figured it out. And we got classified as a technology podcast.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine someone being like, oh, these are women talking technology. This is my podcast. And then getting us.
And then it's just like, we love Chris Evans so much. And it's like, what kind of technology are you talking about?
You know, I've put some thought into that.
technology. And I think I figured out why we got classified technology.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because that was the same time the PS4 came out, and I kept talking about it all the time.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Actually, I do want to throw out there really quick, Katie, I thought about you yesterday because I literally bought Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
And can I say it is taking 14 hours to download? It literally said 14 hours. It started yesterday. I still have 5 more hours.
Yeah. It will. It will.
But I was so excited. I was so excited yesterday to start playing. I was like, I don't have work the next day. I could stay up late. And it was like, no.
You thought?
No.
I thought.
Well, while that is downloading, Tia, I will tell you can go to the Kind of Nerdy Girls Twitch channel and watch Katie's very, very entertaining and informative replay of Red Dead Redemption.
Did
I
she
think I
actually
stopped
do that?
playing. I didn't finish it, but I did play it.
Oh, okay.
I stopped about halfway.
I mean, that is representation.
I
of
love
our
the
show.
plug.
Well, see, we were doing it to like build up to PopCon because the Red Dead Redemption guys were going to be there, and then
I love those guys.
it actually happened, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Once PopCon was over, she was like, "Okay, done."
Pretty much.
It was like season 1 of the Kind of Nerdy Girls, where one day it was like, surprise, we're done with that. Season 2 is coming soon. You didn't see that coming.
I think I was on an episode when Katie was like prepping to start playing both Red Deads and everything. So
I never even played the first one on this channel.
Oh, that's right. You went right to the second one. Spoilers.
I did, because that was the prequel.
So I do want to add that we will probably always just abruptly end our seasons, because if you have been with us since the beginning, the very first version of the show, the Kind of Nerdy News, we made it you can't even get to them now. Like they wouldn't let us have our episodes when they fired me, and then they took them all down anyway. Anyway, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm not bitter.
I'm not bitter.
It's fine.
Not bitter.
But Tia, we were building up to episode 300. We had all of this momentum. Jeffrey Dean Morgan had tweeted us. We did an entire tribute to his beard. We were
wonderful.
He proceeded to call security on us.
No, he did not.
He loved it.
No.
He loves us.
As a matter of fact, because Kitsy, who is a recurring character here and my partner in Paranormal Crossroad, has his cell phone number from all the work we've done at Celeb Photo Ops, and he still speaks to her, even though we totally weirded out on his beard for an entire episode.
Not to brag or anything, but he likes my poem the best about his beard. So that
You
helps me
did a
sleep at
poem
night.
about
Sure did. We wrote poems about his beard.
So I did. I was very smart, and I actually uploaded that episode to our YouTube channel. So if you go digging through the Kind of Nerdy Girls, that is one of the lost episodes that was saved. And so you
I
can
have to
listen
check this out.
We
Girl,
all
good luck.
we all wrote poems to Jeffrey Dean Morgan's beard.
I wrote
And-
it during the show.
I wrote it right
Typical.
before the show.
Yep, I forgot. I just wrote it during the show.
We've never worked so hard on an episode. There was preparation. There were sound effects. There was dramatic music.
Oh,
It was-
remember
I
when we
mean-
had music?
Oh
Man,
gosh.
that was nice. That
What a
was
throwback.
really nice. That was nice. Remember when we all just worked in a studio and we'd be like, "Hey, let's just come in here and podcast," and we did like 3 episodes a week. 'Cause
We
it
got
was like-
paid for
We
that.
got paid.
Right.
No, we got paid for everything else, and then we got fired because we did a podcast instead.
Well,
of-
technically, KJ got fired.
Yeah.
And
KJ
then
got
Katie quit, and then the pandemic hit, and they were just like, "Johna, here's what's in your 401k. Bye." I was like, "All
Oh,
right."
shoot.
So long story short, we have PTSD because we were building up to the 300th episode. We had announced the Kind of Nerdy Awards. We were getting all of these votes. We were doing all of this stuff, and we're gonna
Oh, I found it.
the 300th episode is gonna be amazing. And then I got fired.
So we
And
only
so
had
there's-
299 episodes.
No, we had 298 because we weren't done editing 299.
Oh no!
And then they killed us.
Well, you know what they
Lost
say, when one door closes, another opens.
Look at us here.
Ours
Yeah.
opened to a flight of stairs, but
Yes.
sure.
And to be fair, we're not really news anymore, so
No,
it's probably a
no.
blessing that we don't have that name.
Remember
So
when we like tried? Ugh.
Oh gosh,
Ugh.
did we
crazy.
Did we?
just that one episode with Jeffrey Dean Morgan? And you found it?
I found it.
Ooh.
Dug
will
through
you,
the archives.
will you send the link so that we
You know
can
what? I'm
post
gonna
that?
post that. I put it in our private chat, but I'm just gonna put it on our
This is-
Facebook page right now.
Would you
Do
please
it.
tell people
Love
we're
it.
talking about it?
That will
right
be my
now?
weekly mandated post.
Thank you.
You're just gonna
Oh, yeah.
repost all of our
yeah.
YouTube
You are
episodes.
damn right.
Yeah,
I did my post for the week.
I
so-
didn't. Oops.
Johna did a "What's Got Johna Weeping" post.
Yeah,
I just
saw.
Tia, I don't ask for
liked it.
much, right? I just ask. Like, we have this
The
kind
best,
of nerdy
the best
network.
kind of boss.
We have this kind of nerdy network. There's like 1,200 people in there. I post as much as I can. We have wonderful producers in there, like people that are always posting. And but Katie and Johna are never in there. And
Yeah.
they're the stars of this show.
Look, I
The
like
stars.
stuff and make sure
No
that all
one's
the
here
funny
for
memes
me.
get posted.
You do good.
Star
You do
is a
good.
loose term.
Katie, you are the real star of our show.
I
They
mean, I
didn't
know,
want-
but I don't have to say it.
Katie's the real queen of the show. We all know it.
The Kind of Nerdy Network is craving more Katie. It's
Ugh.
what I'm trying to say. All right. They love your
Why are
content.
you so obsessed with me? I know I'm hilarious and I'm a great time.
John, I don't
Well,
think
then
we're
you
gonna
just
get it.
answered your question.
Come on.
I don't think we're gonna get an open for this show. I think it's
Come
just
on.
already happening.
That is your
Okay,
open.
cool.
I know I'm
There.
fantastic.
All right, now I gotta figure out where to cut it off when I start editing. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
And wait, we don't have a clacker. Clack.
There we go. Okay. Do you want to do an open right here and then you can edit it and put it in the beginning and we'll pretend like we opened the show?
You
No,
don't have
that's
to.
a
Pew, pew,
Now
pew,
that's
a
pew,
lot
of-
pew.
I'm
That
sure,
is-
honestly, I'm sure that I can like take some poo 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 choo from somewhere.
Okay.
Too.
All right. Thank you, John. Maybe I'll do a like coming up on this episode of the Kind of Nerdy Girls. I'll do that for you, Jonna, in post.
Appreciate you.
I'll do that in
In
post
post.
for you. You
Post
got it.
production, got
Yeah.
it.
You guys don't know how much work it takes to make a podcast, okay?
It's a
Little
lot.
appreciation. Would please. By the way, one more thing. The lost episode 299 is one of our Patreon exclusives. If you-
Really? What did
Yes,
we even
it
talk
is.
about?
What is
I
exclusive
don't-
about it?
It's like 5 years ago.
5 years ago, we did this episode.
Just
and
now
no-
to you, 5-year-old content.
And nobody else- and nobody else
Wow,
can hear
a
it
world,
except you.
a world before COVID.
Oof, I know.
Crazy,
The
right?
before times.
You guys ruin all the. Katie. It's like theater of the mind. It's hyping it up. It's like when you get. It's like when you click on somebody's click funnel and then you get into it and you read more and you're like, yeah, I need this. Yeah, I do. And they're like, you want the bonus too? And you're like, yeah, I want the bonus. And then you're like, all of a sudden you buy something and you don't really need it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they're probably not addicts.
Oh shoot.
What?
So they're like, you know what? I don't need another fix, but I'll take one. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. If you need just
Not a like
it,
it, love it, gotta have it, but you know.
We are 15 minutes into this podcast, and what have we accomplished?
I'm trying to reset my Facebook password so I can post this.
listen.
I can't remember my password.
This
You
is a
kidding?
new season of the Kind of Nerdy Girls. And we have look at all the character growth, okay? Look at us.
I thought we had our stuff together.
Never.
Let's
I'm
be real.
dead.
Nobody comes to us for our segments. They're not like, man, I really want to know what Johna's reading right now. No,
That's
they
true.
come to us
Right.
for this. I mean, if they come to us at all.
Yeah,
Most people
right.
just don't come to us. But
KJ,
All
don't
like
sell us
7
short.
subscribers we have.
this is the Kind of Nerdy Network. This is a powerhouse in geek culture, not because of any of us, but because we got Tia here from Geek Vibes Nation giving us street cred.
We love her. She's from New York.
Oh, that was an amazing New York accent, Johna.
Thanks.
Say
I
for
practice
us.
sometimes.
I look
You love to sit in
forward.
the mirror and practice my New York accent.
I look forward to seeing all of the new downloads from New York because of Tia joining the show. I can just like it's.
I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Finally, credibility on the.
I definitely represent the state, you know. Drinking my coffee over here, you know, like that's all
love
I
it.
bring to the stage.
Yeah, I'm literally gonna come visit you just so I can listen to people in New York talk all day. That's all I ever want. That's all I
I
want.
mean, like at this point, since we have no structure, I would just love to take a moment and let our Kind of Nerdy listeners get to know Tia because
Oh jeez.
yes,
Ooh,
put it
20
on.
questions with Tia. We love it.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
the
I'll go
T
first.
on Tia?
Yes,
I'll go
yes.
first.
So,
What is your
Tia,
greatest fear in life?
Your greatest fear.
That's a lot. I'm afraid of heights. I'm a Pisces.
Ooh,
My nickname when I was 13 by my aunt was Pajama Girl. So, you know.
Oh. So
App.
you're living up to that.
Yes. Oh yeah. There was at some point in my life where I attempted to like okay, really really quick, but it's like when I first graduated college and like got into like corporate, it's like I was wearing like, you know, real professional from like New York and Company, Lord and Taylor sort of stuff. I was wearing heels.
yeah.
And then there was one time I was walking down steps at this one like temp job I had, and I completely tripped and fell. Luckily, no one was around to see it. And that's when I was like, I'm never wearing high heels at the office ever again.
In there.
Yeah.
Stop this whole
no.
let's pretend to be an adult sort of thing. And so now I'm like 31 and just feel more like a kid than ever. And I'm cool with it. I'm cool
Aw.
with it.
And I think you take that name that you were given at 13 years old and you own it. You are not Pajama Girl. You are Super Pajama Girl.
Now you're
Right?
Pajama Woman.
Yeah.
I'm a woman now.
That is really funny. So it's like I say pajama and you guys say pajama. So there you go. Already seeing the differences here.
Welcome
the
to
Midwest.
the Midwest. Pajama.
Pajamas.
Yeah, we're having a
Jimmy
pajama
Jams.
party. Don't even
Oh.
get us started. I think we had a whole episode where we argued over aunt or aunt.
That's
Ah,
we did, in fact.
I'm like re-mad over it.
Oh,
You know what? I think we fought over that so much that when we interviewed Misha Collins, we made
So like
him
10 episodes, yeah.
jump into it as well.
I remember
wait. So is it aunt or aunt?
Aunt.
that.
Aunt.
Aunt. Wow, I
Yeah.
can't believe everyone in this room is wrong but me.
Wow, Katie uppity. My
There's a
aunt,
you.
no,
You
ma'am,
pronounce
your
it.
aunt.
Aunt. Ants are the little, critters on the ground. They live in
critters.
the ant mound. They're
You're a
called
little
ants,
critter on the
ANT.
ground.
Aunts
Yeah.
don't do that.
Oh, how
Last
was
I
the lasagna last week? By the way, did John ever
Oh,
get
so
lasagna?
I ate it the next day.
How
I
did-
was really concerned that you weren't going to get lasagna because I felt like I was cutting in on the time, and I was like, oh, man.
Tia,
We would never.
If I wasn't going to sit down with them and eat lasagna, they were going to send me home with lasagna no matter what. I always leave KJ's house with food.
Even if she was nasty and walked in and was like, where's my dinner?
Where's my dinner?
Yeah, she did that.
I was hangry. Okay, I'm sorry.
You were.
Where's Patches? Where's Patches? I'm going to send him some flowers. Be like, I'm sorry I was rude to you.
Okay, so for those of you who have followed along from season 1,
we're sorry.
You know.
We apologize sincerely.
You know that Patches has a serious issue with entertainment apps. Like he has to have all the apps. Do you say ops?
It's actually application, but get it right.
Hey, you know what? There could be no you in this either. Okay. All
right.
About
to be no you in this. I will overthrow this podcast
permanently.
I will overthrow this podcast.
So Patches is downstairs watching the Masters, not like golf or tennis or the things that you would associate the Masters with, but professional darts, the Masters.
Oh, he's watching darts.
Yeah. So this was the deal.
We
at one point, Tia, we had 12 different streaming apps. Plus we had it gets worse. Plus we had DirecTV. Plus we had Xfinity. Like while everybody else was cutting the cords, Patches was like, how many cords can we have? Are there any more cords?
Patches is bougie like that.
He
has like serious FOMO and he doesn't want to miss literally anything.
So I got him to let go of DirecTV because our equipment that he was hanging on to was so old that it could no longer run Sunday Ticket, which is what we had it for. And I'm like, we have 5 TVs sitting in the basement right now, and we can't watch Sunday Ticket on any of them. What are we doing? So we got DirecTV out of our life and just went to the Sunday Ticket streaming. Perfect. And then our friends got Hulu TV and we were watching it and they were talking about how great it was. And I was like, we could have something like this instead of paying $300 a month for Comcast. No offense to Comcast.
No.
I used to get Xfinity for free for doing their commercials and I love the X1 platform and I do miss the voice remote. However, I don't miss $300 a month.
That's fair.
So in the deal because this is what marriage is like, in the deal to cut the cord, I had to offer something in return, right? Because this was hard for him. It was hard for him to let go of his Xfinity voice remote. And so we settled on Fubo TV because it has more sports. He gets the NHL network now, so he's super happy about that. But it wasn't enough. And so I said, okay, that dart tournament that you get every single December, like he cries because he has to shut it off in January. So I'm like, you do not need the dart app all year long. So I negotiated. He now does not have Xfinity, but he does have the professional dart streaming app. And so this is the first tournament since the World Championships in December. So he was like, I was like, do you want a podcast with us? And he was like, kind of want to watch my darts. I'm like, all right. Well, you earned it. You earned it. You watch your darts.
Just like when Patches was watching NCIS and just completely ignored KJ.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
NCIS is a good show though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I've given up, you guys. I don't even understand like what season he's in or whatever, but I just sit down and watch NCIS. And I'm like, wait, are they together right now or they're not together or what is happening?
I love Mark Harmon.
There's been lots of NCIS and now we have darts because Patches has needed some time to let go and make peace with not having all the cable in his life.
Patches.
Yes. So
that's like my grandpa watching like billiards and everything. It's like impressive. Patches is already coming into his old man phase, respectively.
Honestly, like not gonna lie, darts is like super interesting. I went over to KJ's house.
I'm not good at darts.
And it was like, so I think what really made it was the guy who is the announcer for the scores.
Yeah.
He's what makes it.
Yeah, because he's like, I mean, Tia,
it's insane.
It is insane. And the dart tournaments, it's like these guys are playing darts in an arena with wrestling fans, like if that's what you can imagine. So like everybody, I mean, people are cosplaying, they're dressed up, there's chickens and there's Batman and there's nuns and there's like none of it makes sense, and they're all like, "Whoa, darts, whoa!" and there's beer everywhere. Like it's,
There
I
you
mean,
go. That answers it.
It's intense. But it's really, it's actually a really fun watch.
Well, make sure you tell Patches that we miss him. But I hope that, I guess, whoever he's rooting for wins.
Well, I need to like wrap this up at noon because I got up at 4 this morning because that's just
Me
like,
too.
how my... All
Wow,
right.
25 minutes of such great content already.
I need to get a nap because at 2:00 the next round of the championships is on, and there actually are 3 of my favorite dart players in this.
Wow.
So like,
Sorry, we're like bottom tier on your schedule today.
I got. Listen, we should be able to get this show done in an hour. No one wants more than an hour.
Yeah.
You're right. 'Cause let me tell you what, as the person who edits this podcast, I literally have to cut out like at least, and with our intro and outro, it makes it like an hour and 5. And I literally have to cut out so much stuff. I'm like, well, this is funny, but it's not as funny. So like nobody wants to sit and listen to an hour and a half of us talking about literally nothing.
Technically,
Right.
podcasts are only supposed to be
So,
like
like,
20 minutes.
Well,
This
let me say,
episode?
like, really quick, because, like, Brittany and I do the top 10, and we used to do it, like, just audio, and no lie, it would be, like, 2 hours long, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So now we do, like, on camera, and we get to an hour, and I'll edit it, right? And I've literally, like, I'm like, I know that we pretty much stayed on track. We didn't say anything that I need to cut, so I'm just gonna, like, throw in a bunch of like emojis throughout to like thumbs up and like it, and then I'm gonna call the editing a day and shit. So if you ever watch like the top 10 on the Geek Vibes Podcast Network and you just see a bunch of like comment, like that was just me being lazy. That's just what I do with editing.
Sometimes you just find a kindred spirit and you totally just get it.
Yeah, Tia, you were meant to be one of us.
Yes.
So anyway, back to you, Tia. More about you.
Oh, jeez.
What's your
That's
biggest
gonna be
regret in life?
the name of this episode, all about Tia.
Is that how we're gonna fill up the next half hour?
If you were
Apparently so.
required to change your name to something else, what would you pick?
If I what?
We're required to change your name to something else. What would you pick?
My name?
Good
Well, my
question.
mom did want to name me Tessa at some point, and I always thought Tessa was nice. So I would maybe change it to Tessa. Yeah.
If I had been a boy, I was going to be Shannon, which I was like, oh,
If I had been a boy, I was going to be Jonathan. So,
ah.
I was
Jonna,
going to be
Jonathan.
John if I was a boy. I get that.
see, we still would have been besties.
My dad also wanted to name me Marguerite, so glad that didn't happen.
Oh my God.
Marguerite.
I
You
know.
are so not a Marguerite.
Not at all.
No, I'm not. And my mom was like, no.
Okay.
Hard pass
So
on that.
anyway, back to you, Tia.
I was not
legitimate.
prepared for this.
Legitimate. You are the content manager for Geek Vibes Nation. What
Mhm.
does that mean? Tell us about all this content that you manage and what your life is like when you're not here with us.
I mean,
It's a very important job you do.
listen, it's really funny because at like GVN, right, we're really growing. We got a lot of like awesome people who help in. But like 4 years ago, it was literally just like me, Joanne, and like Kanan. We didn't even have Dom yet, who is an amazing addition to the team. But it was like us just trying to like crank out, like, I'm not even trying to brag, but I've literally written close to 4,000 articles for GVN because we had like virtually no one. So I think I just got the name content manager because it was like all the content was just from me. There was no other content. It was just coming from me. So thankfully we have all these fantastic contributors who can kind of take the weight off. But I mean, it's so funny. So like, I went to college to be in communications and I wanted to be a radio disc jockey. I literally
Who didn't?
I watched Private Parts when I was younger and like for some reason just loved what Howard Stern did and wanted to do that. And then I got into college, thought it was going to be like phenomenal. And then I got out and I was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
I have no
Didn't we
idea
all?
what I do.
Yep.
So it's literally taken like all this time to actually be on podcasts. And it's like, oh, podcasts are like radio, just on the internet. So,
Well, and I will tell you, it's so much better, Tia, because the reason we started this podcast was because my boss would be like, nobody wants to hear about Star Wars. Talk about The Bachelor. And I'm like,
Oh, I
don't
remember
watch
that
The
meeting.
Bachelor. Yeah,
He sat in a meeting and said, no one cares about Star Wars.
literally said no one cares about Star Wars. I was just trying to dress up as Princess Leia for a day and serve my radio station by being at a theater all day
And
long.
it was like some canned food drive or something.
It was Star Wars.
I remember
okay?
that.
Right?
I remember Star
Like
Wars.
it was freaking brilliant. Like all these moms and their kids are going to show up. They're going to see a Princess Leia and they're going to bring a canned good. And we're going to do all this good. And he was like, no one cares about Star Wars.
Yep. And
so
then we would like
that-
try to explain things to him, like, oh, you know, people like movies and people like video games. And he would go, okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
and
he
that
was
was
like-
the thing, like when I was in college and there was one of my professors for like my radio and like media class and everything was like, oh, you know, back in the day, like the DJs used to get to determine what actually was played on the radio, but now it's like
Mhm.
all the network. And I was like, wait, so I don't have like actually any control over anything? And it was like,
Some,
no.
but not
And
a
I was
lot.
like, I don't like the idea
No.
of that.
Well, it's
No.
because everyone in the 80s decided to ruin it for everyone and take bribes and things like that.
Yes.
So, yes.
that was a whole payola thing. And so, you know, the human race ruins everything. So
Oh, yeah.
Everything we
just-
touch.
we can't have anything nice. We can't even have radio anymore.
No, so
and we can't-
honestly, no, sorry,
Oh,
go ahead.
Okay. No. It's all you. So anyway, back to
Tia.
you, Tia.
No, I was just gonna say I like worked all these like mediocre jobs that I didn't like or anything like that. And it's funny, I literally like got hooked up with GVN because they posted like a review of like season 2 of Luke Cage before it came out. And I was like, wait, you guys can like watch things beforehand? They're like, yeah, if you're interested, like just send us like an email. And like as they say, the rest is history.
So I have never been told from Juwan that I could just send him an email and then watch things early.
Right.
what am I
wanna do
doing
that
wrong?
Too.
What am I
Where do
doing
I
wrong?
send the email?
Yes.
Can I tell you
Send it
honestly,
to
like
Juwan at geekvibes.com.
not for
I
nothing.
think we need to.
Getting screeners for things is a lot easier than like you think. Like for Netflix, like for Who Killed Sarah, right? You just go on like the media center and you email like whoever they have as the PR agent and be like, hi, my name is Johna. I'm from the Kinda Nerdy Network. I'm interested in reviewing like season 3 of Who Killed Sarah. Can you put me on a list? And they'll be like, hey, it's now available for you. Have fun. It's that easy.
Oh,
It's
bet.
literally
Watch
that
me.
easy.
All right.
Watch me. I'm gonna do it because I want to see
Okay.
season 3 of Who Killed Sarah so bad. I
Please.
can't wait.
I emailed the person who gave me season 2 and they're like, it's a little early. And I was like, just put me on the list. That's all I'm asking. Just make sure
Hey,
I'm
tell
still
them to
on
put
the
me
list.
on the list too, Tia, so then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you just tell me to bring it down, Patches? Is
Wow.
it too loud? Am
Hi,
I
You tell him.
Go watch your
literally-
darts.
He just came in here and rossed me. He went,
No.
yes. So for those of
I
you
love it.
who aren't watching, I just did the Ross move of the quiet down. Okay. And I did it again, even though you can't see it. And I keep doing it, even though you can't see it.
Katie,
Quiet.
Ooh, Katie,
you-
nice apartment. Hi, Patches.
I was gonna say you're like a mansion. I love
Do you like
that.
my rich McMansion?
my big man.
My
Do you-
piano?
Do you
My
play
fireplace?
piano?
My
Oh,
90s
so
stereo
nice.
system?
Tickle the ivories over there. See.
Big old couch that I'm not
Big
going to
old
use because you can see my PS5 with my hand.
Yes, there it is. All right.
It's better than the brick wall, even though that's probably closer to accurate.
Guys, we have to make a decision because
We have to have
can't do-
content in this show.
we
Do we?
can't do all of the content. So it's going to be like rapid fire content. All right.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I
are you
did my
ready?
research.
Okay, Katie, I got to do a timer. This is rapid fire.
Oh, she's gonna have to do
Wait just a
it.
second. I got to hang on. I got to find my clock. All right.
We've been doing this for 35 minutes and now we have to do a rapid.
Yeah, but the person who's still here is like, this is the most entertaining you guys have ever been. Don't do your boring segment.
Or they're not here anymore.
Right. Or they turned us off.
Katie, no, you mark my words right now. This is going to be the most downloaded, listened to episode ever of the Kind of Nerdy Girls.
The name
Except
of
for
the episode is going to be Back to You, Tia.
I mean,
hope
listen, I can next episode tell you all my experience when I interned for the Jerry Springer show. You know,
Yep, we want that.
Oh, yeah, we want that content.
Yes, that's what we want. That's what we want. Yeah.
Every new episode, just Tia gives us more facts about herself.
I need 15 seconds.
All right.
That's all I need on the timer. Yeah.
Here we go. It's time. Katie's gaming update. Rapid fire. Go.
Pokemon Legends Arceus is now out. Mixed reviews. Life is Strange Remastered Collection comes out February 1st for PS5, Xbox, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of stuff. I'm really excited because it's time. Thank you.
You got 3 more seconds.
Thank you.
Did anyone understand anything that she said?
I love it.
I heard
There's
Arceus.
Yeah.
There's some games coming out that she's really excited about. That's all I got.
Thank you. Okay. Anyway, focus, guys. Focus. John, how much time would you can have? Up to 60 seconds.
Up to 60. Okay, I'll probably maybe less. I don't know.
No. Try
you have to
15.
pick.
15 seconds.
Try. I did it.
All right. 15 seconds of what's got Johna weeping. Here we go.
Try it.
It's time for what's got Johna weeping. Go.
Okay, so I've been watching Criminal Minds, and I just watched the episode where they killed Hotch's wife, the serial killer. The Reaper came and killed her, and then he had to find his son like hiding in his little like chest or whatever, and he was like, "Dad, I'm working the case with you." And then I was like, "Oh my god, his wife's dead.
Time's up. That was 18 seconds, Johna.
I told y'all I couldn't do it.
You're close. That is
I
a very
also-
sad episode.
I also wept during that episode.
Stop.
That-
Okay.
That was sad.
It was
I
sad.
did see Johna in the Kind of Nerdy Network that a lot of our nerds were coming to support you in the sadness of the
Aw.
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds is a good show, so I mean,
It is a
everybody.
good
It's a sad episode. Hotch literally has to listen to his like wife getting killed over the phone. It's a lot.
literally.
By a serial
that's
killer.
terrible. Oh, that's
By a serial
terrible.
killer who tried
Spoilers.
to kill Hotch and then was going to kill his family.
Mhm.
Spoilers.
This is,
It's been out for like 10 years.
It's literally there's like 20 seasons of Criminal
I've even
Minds.
watched it. I know.
don't come to this show for crime stuff. I mean, like,
Well, we love
8-year-old
crime.
stuff.
I
I'm
love
like
true crime.
super into murder things right now, so like
Donna
I've been
loves
rewatching,
murder. More at
I do.
11.
I do. At
Is
11.
Is everybody on this show now into the murder stuff except me?
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Every single
Probably.
time Netflix like
Get with the
drops like
times.
something about like murder, I'm like, yes. When they had the Night Stalker, yes. Any the
Yes.
staircase, yes.
Yep.
Let's do this.
That
Mindhunter
like
was,
guy
like, the
that
best
was
thing
exploding
ever.
cars in Salt Lake City? Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I
I'm
like
gonna.
I like scripted murders.
Oh,
I like
I
my
don't like
murders
documentary murders.
premeditated.
I like the scripted ones.
I like it to be authentic.
Donna likes
No.
her murder premeditated.
Yes, definitely.
Katie and I
like
are
murder
crimes
al
of
dente,
passion
thank
type
you.
gals.
Yeah. Spur of the moment. Crime of opportunity.
I'm trying to think if I ever have liked murder. I don't think
Do
so.
you like murder, KJ?
I don't. I don't like. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a stance here and say I don't like murder. Okay.
When you run for president in some odd years, that's going to be your campaign.
Don't
I
like-
don't like murder.
I don't like murder, and I will have more cats in the White House than any president has ever had.
Oh, did you see the new White House cat?
Yes, Willow. Yes.
The White House
And
has
then-
a cat. I know they got a new
Yep.
dog. Aw.
Yeah, they just got a new cat named Willow.
That's
Aw.
because the dog kept biting people. Unfortunately.
Well, you know, to that dog's defense, like their lives got pretty messed up, and they were used to protecting their family, and then there were
Yeah.
like Secret Service, and like it was weird. Like,
Yeah.
give the
You
dog.
can't blame
give the
you
dog.
can't blame the dog. They were being good doggos.
Yes,
Right.
yes. But I love that they adopted. Willow is 2 years old. So they didn't go get like a kitten or that. Like it's hard. Once a cat gets past 1, their chances of getting adopted go down. And so I loved that she's like, she's 2, she's a little bit chunky, like she's not like pristine, perfect show cat, right? She's like the shelter cat who's been through some shit, and now she gets to live happily ever after.
Oh wait, and so she got adopted. She wasn't bought.
No, she was
Love
adopted.
that.
Adopted.
Yes.
I was just talking about that yesterday. I was like, I hate this whole, like, I don't know if like I can go on like a soapbox for 2 seconds. I know we have very limited time, but I'm a very much
15 seconds.
Hang on just a second. Woo, choo, choo, choo. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, it's time for cat chat. It's time for cat chat. There's always time for cat chat.
There's
Tia.
always
Go
time for cat
Go
chat.
ahead.
I'm
We
a
call Tia's segment Tia's Tangents.
tangent. I have a lot of tangents, but I am a very adopt don't shop type person. I hate this whole like let's buy animals and everything. And I get a lot of like I work at a coffee shop part-time, and a lot of people like
You
come
mean
in
a
with
coffee shop?
a
You
coffee
mean
shop, yes, a
Thank
coffee
you.
shop.
Thank you.
And like people will come in with their dogs and they're like, oh yeah, I got this dog from like a breeder or something, and I instantly like tune off interest like when that happens. I'm like, so you
Tia
didn't
just
like
accidentally knocks their coffee over onto them.
Well, that's like Tia when I did, because I have to do these. It's fine. It's educational. Do these segments on Pet Pals TV, and it'll be like feature a breed. And whenever I do it, I go find the breed rescue, like because I'm like, I want to talk to the people that are sitting there with cats that people spent thousands of dollars on, and then we're like, this isn't really what I wanted in a cat, right? And so then we as rescuers have to figure out what to do with the cat you decided wasn't what you wanted. And so I always try to do that, because it's like, listen, like there are so many cats and dogs and shelters. Like,
well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we have 4 cats, and every single one of our cats, like 2 of our cats literally found in a dumpster. One of the cats in a plastic bag tied up with all his little kitten brethrens, starving with like hair missing. And I know that's like super serious, but it's like, so to me, I'm like, there are plenty of animals out there who need love, need homes, and you just feel like dropping like $2,000, $3,000 on like a dog or a cat that's like bred to like not be healthy, essentially.
Well, and then you run into, because people see it as a business, that there are some there are reputable breeders, right? But there are so many people that just see it as a business and being able to make thousands of dollars, and then they get out of control. And, I work for Grateful Rescue. I mean, we rescued 15 dogs from a backyard breeder. One of them was like bigger than its crate, but was so traumatized from being used to being in the crate that when we opened it, it didn't want to come out. And we had to leave that crate for a while for him to even realize that he could just be in a room the size of a closet and not a crate. And it's like, what the heck? And then, it's rough.
Yeah, I don't mean to like get on like a sad tangent, but it's like that stuff.
No.
I don't knock their coffee over. I don't give it to them with a smile. They don't get to have a good day.
She's like, bye.
Have you joined my other group? I have 2 groups. Now I have 3, because there's paranormal, there's the PX Roadies for Paranormal Crossroad, there's the Kinda Nerdy Network, and then there's KJ's Cat Club. It's free to join. It's just
is it on Facebook? Because I feel like
Facebook
I have.
Group.
Yeah, I've joined it.
All right. Well, post pictures of your cats.
I'm just not on Facebook ever. Like, I have the app, it exists, but I don't ever like do anything with it.
Well, if you want to join us for our next Coffee and Cats, it's a real fun Saturday morning segment that we do once a month. We have Coffee and Cats. So Coffee and Cats. I would love to have you on Coffee and Cats sometime.
I love the imitation here.
All right, now Tia, we're gonna do a hot take with Tia. Okay, how much time would you like? You're gonna have up to 60 seconds.
Give me 15 seconds. It's cool.
15 seconds. Perfect. Okay, here we go. I haven't done sound effects for this yet. Choo, 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 choo. Pow, 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 pow. It's time for a hot take with Tia. Pow, 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 pow. I was trying to do like explosion stuff, like it's hot, it's exploding. Poo, poo. Okay, go.
I love your sound effects. My hot take is the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that is crap. That's all I need.
felt.
What is the just like that? What is the? I'm going to give you a little more time. Explain yourself.
So, and just like that is essentially an extension of Sex and the City. It was like, a huge show on like HBO. It had 2 movies, and then they were like, oh, let's bring it back, even though one of the women doesn't want to be there. And it's like, and I knew before they started the show, I was like, what else is there to say? Because the women that are going to be on, they all are in relationships that we watched for 6 seasons and 2 movies, them develop. What are they going to do? Because the whole concept of Sex and the City was like, all the girls like dating until they find like the one. So like, what do they do? And like, it's the same thing with like Veronica Mars. It's like writers don't know how to like write couples and be together. It's like, no, they have to be single. We have to like kill someone off, or we have to break them up. You're
just crushed. It's too soon. Jonna will never be okay with Veronica Mars ever again.
Sometimes I think about like rewatching it, and then I'm like, I can't do it. I don't
know.
Well, and that's how I feel like now about Sex and the City. It's like, how am I supposed to go back and rewatch and like champion for some of these relationships when literally this new show has like killed off someone, broke off my favorite couple. They broke up for no effing reason at all. I don't want to throw an F-bomb out there.
It's fine.
Steve and Miranda.
Oh, did they break up?
Yes.
They should. I honestly don't think that Steve and Miranda should have been together, if I'm being 100%
No,
honest.
in the first movie when they meet on the bridge and everything, and I'm just
but I mean, they're both cheaters. I mean, he cheated on her, she cheated on him. Like,
I always believed in their relationship. Because I saw myself in Miranda. She was like a cynic. She wasn't into that lovey-dovey shit. And I'm like, I've been in a long-term, like me and my boyfriend have been together for 13 years. Literally since the first Valentine's Day, I was like, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. So I'm like, I admired Miranda and their like modern sort of relationship. And then it was like, no. So I don't appreciate it.
I'm glad they broke up. I haven't watched that episode yet, but I'm glad. But you know what? Because I know Steve has probably been faithful to Miranda since he cheated on her in that first movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then she just goes out of her way to cheat on him, and Steve deserves better.
Okay.
No, Steve does deserve better. I saw everyone online saying, like, you know what? Steve, like, Miranda never deserved Steve. And I was like, I can get behind that. I can, because even from the beginning, she was like brushing him off when he just wanted to be a good, loyal man.
Hey, Katie, do you want to like have a sub channel and go chat about something else?
I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm trying to follow along, and
Don't worry, Tia. Me and you can have our own StreamYard about Sex and the City.
I'm trying to read about Biden's new cat, and I'm lost.
Well, to be fair, sometimes, Katie, when you talk about the video games, I'm a little lost. But when you then throw... Wait,
I used 15 seconds today.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But KJ did give me more time. But I will say, Katie, when you throw out gems like Deer Hunter... Then I'm very happy.
A total gem.
That segment was so
hilarious.
All
right, guys, ladies. I have something that's going to bring Katie back into this podcast, okay? Because I'm going to choose. There's nothing. I was going to say there's nothing interesting going on with Chris Evans. Chris Evans is always interesting. Strike that from the record. But there's no like big update, okay? So I want to take what little time I have on this show. I don't understand why I get the least amount of time. This is weird.
10 seconds.
But, Katie?
Yes.
So I'm going to do my binges and books this week is
wait, where's the
Boba
sound?
Fett. Oh. Binges and books. 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 That's binges and books. My binge is Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett. Okay. And Katie, you would never watch this. Never in a million years. You don't give a crap about Boba Fett, right? Katie?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I need you to pay attention.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I had to think about it. Okay. I watched Mandalorian and I liked it.
Okay. This week, the entire episode of the Book of Boba Fett was The Mandalorian. When I tell you there was not a single second of Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett this week, I am not lying. It was
for sure. We don't care about Boba Fett.
It was
Pedro Pascal was in it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He was you have to watch it. And even if you don't watch any of the Book of Boba Fett, which I am enjoying, this episode, it was like, the episode is called The Return of the Mandalorian. And so you're watching it like doors open, he's there, the music plays, the theme of the Mandalorian plays. And even Patrick was like, is that him? And I'm like, come on, man, the theme played. Like, of course it's him. Like, what, are you kidding me? Yes.
Did you not hear the theme music?
But then you spend the entire episode wondering when any of this is going to have anything to do with Boba Fett. And it's literally an episode of The Mandalorian. Like, it is, I was like, I'm okay with this because I love The Mandalorian, but also, what the hell does this have to do with Boba Fett?
KJ almost said the F word. Ooh.
Rick.
So you need to go back and watch it. You don't have to watch anything else. But it was a little bit frustrating because it made me realize how much more I like The Mandalorian than I like the Book of Boba Fett. Because it was great. It was a great episode of The Mandalorian. But you're like, it's like you're sitting there watching Friends. And you're like, I am really enjoying binging Friends. And then all of a sudden it's a Seinfeld episode. And you're like, I mean, like, I like Seinfeld, but why is this episode of Friends Seinfeld? Like, that was the entire time. Like, what is happening? Why
maybe
Disney
Plus accidentally uploaded a Mandalorian episode.
That was like, it was like legit. Like, I don't understand. Did they accidentally give us the season premiere of The Mandalorian here? And they
pulled in
it?
HBO Max.
It was very weird. It was very weird. And at the end, it's like, boop, this is how it's going to tie in to the Book of Boba Fett. But if you were watching it for the Book of Boba Fett, you got The Mandalorian. It was very weird.
Was Grogu in it?
The baby. The baby.
The baby. The child.
The child.
Grogu is part of the storyline that is happening, but you don't get Grogu, but it is set up.
I believe it's pronounced Baby Yoda.
It is, yes, thank you. In the closed captionings, it will correct it to Baby Yoda.
Or something else. We don't know, because the captions get a little weird.
The thing is, if you don't watch this episode of Boba Fett, you're not going to understand what happens when the Mandalorian comes back. It was like that much storyline of the Mandalorian. It was we need to notice to everyone who loves the Mandalorian, you need to watch this episode of Boba Fett.
I wonder if they did that because they think that the actor who plays Boba Fett can't carry his own show. Because I saw something that he said that he didn't even like that his character has so many lines in the actual series.
Well, what's interesting is that it's, and we were talking with Juwan on Geek Vibes. We didn't make the live stream this week, but last week we were talking about it, and he was like, it's almost like they're doing one episode at a time, because it's like the fan base is like, that wasn't right, and they should have done this, and they should have, and then the next episode, they're like, oh, we fixed everything. Here it is. It's like, they're like literally, and everybody has been having this issue with Boba Fett carrying the show, and he's not, this is not the presence of the Mandalorian. This is not Pedro Pascal by any means. And as a matter of fact, I like the flashbacks better than the storyline that they've been doing in real time, because the flashbacks give him depth. It's filling in all the things, because we had this character for 6.5 minutes total, and people got so attached to him so quickly that it's almost weird that there even is a series about him. But the flashbacks tie into the old Star Wars that where this has just been moving along so slowly, and you're like, I don't get it. That it was almost like they were like, we need to redo everything. Throw in the season premiere of Mandalorian next week, and we'll really throw them off.
Someone get Pedro Pascal to save this.
But Katie, as much as you love Pedro Pascal and the Mandalorian, you're gonna love it, because it was it's just a revisit. It's an episode of the Mandalorian that happens to be right in the middle of Boba Fett, and there's no way that we're not getting more. If we don't get more of him next week, then that was what the hell just happened?
So when do you get Boba Fett?
When do you get Boba Fett?
In the Book of Boba Fett, because apparently it's the Pedro Pascal show.
Well, it's been Boba Fett for the first 4 episodes. 5, and then this one was like, oh, the Book of Boba Fett, and then
So you're telling me it took 5 episodes for it to get good?
No, I think it's fine. It's been fine. It's just weird. Like, it was like I expected at some point for the Mandalorian, for Pedro Pascal to show up in this. I didn't expect them to go so off script that it was a complete episode about the Mandalorian. It was weird. Oops. It was really weird. It's very weird. It's good, but just awkward. Like, I have to go back and watch it because you're sitting there the whole time going, I mean, I like the Mandalorian, but why are we watching this episode of The Mandalorian when they said it was the Book of Boba Fett? It's bizarre. I'm just going to leave it at that. Go watch that, Katie. All right. Is there anything else we need to get to before we wrap up this show?
Chris Evans has a new movie coming out with The Rock next year.
Oh, we didn't talk about that. You're right. We did have a bit of is it coming out next year or is it coming this holiday season?
I think it said 2023.
Because it's a Christmas movie. It's a holiday movie. Chris Evans and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in an action adventure holiday themed movie.
Red One.
That's what it's called. Red One.
Is it coming? I'm going to be really sad if it's like 2023 because I was already counting the days till Christmas.
Filming begins summer of 2022, so probably 2023.
Damn it!
Yeah. That's what I was like, yeah. And it's going to be on Amazon.
It is? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't have to get Apple TV for a Chris Evans thing?
Red One, Chris Evans to star opposite Dwayne Johnson in Amazon's holiday action comedy from director Jake Kasdan.
All right. Thanks, Johna. All right, guys. Well, this has been the Kind of Nerdy Girls, a deep dive into getting to know us and the random shit we do.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, it's been wonderful. Make sure you follow us on our socials and all that. And I don't know, keep going.
Go to kindofnerdygirls.com and you'll find us.
Yeah, there you go.
Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Right. Whatever you want.
You do you. Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
That's what we're about. This is a safe place for you. You can't be kind of nerdy without being kind. So go be kind and do
or not.
Or not.
Or not.
We can't tell you what to do. We're just a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the police.
I'm not your mom.
But if you're not kind, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
Talk about Chris Evans.
Many people, right. Have you seen how many people are getting murdered? No one's kind out here, okay?
That is very true. That is very true.
All right. On that note, please go worry about how many people are being murdered. Thanks for listening to the Kind of Nerdy Girls.
Kind of Nerdy Girls Podcast.
The Kind of Nerdy Girls is produced by our wonderful patrons like Leanne, Kayla Allen, Michelle Hamilton, Samantha Miller, Clay Swain, Aaron Miller, and music is provided by Paul Miller. That's a lot of Millers. If you'd like to be a producer of our show, all you have to do is throw a few bucks our way on Patreon to help us keep the show going. Look for the Kinda Nerdy Girls on Patreon or go to kindanerdynetwork.com where you can also find our merch. I'm KJ. Thanks so much for listening. Stay kinda nerdy.